Betrayed by the badge, the CIA agent who turned the tables. A routine traffic stop. It was supposed to be an ordinary evening for Maya Caldwell, a young African-American woman living in Chicago. She was on her way home from a long shift when she saw the flashing red and blue lights in her rearview mirror. "Ma'am, license and registration," Officer Greg Lancaster said as he approached her window. Maya complied, handing over her documents with a calm demeanor. She had been through traffic stops before, but something about the way Lancaster and his partner, Officer Todd Whitman, looked at her sent a chill down her spine. "Step out of the vehicle," Whitman ordered. Maya frowned. "Is there a problem, officer?" Lancaster smirked. "Suspicion of drug possession." "Step out now." Maya knew better than to argue, but she also knew this was no random stop. They were targeting her. She had seen it before. As she exited the vehicle, Whitman opened her trunk and pulled out a suspicious-looking bag. Well, he sneered. "Looks like we got ourselves a dealer." Maya's heart pounded. She had never seen that bag before in her life. But she also knew arguing would be pointless. She was being framed. The arrest and the setup. Within minutes, Maya was in handcuffs, surrounded by a growing crowd of bystanders filming the incident. She remained silent, knowing that anything she said could be used against her. At the station, she was processed quickly. The drugs found in her car were supposedly heroin, enough to ensure a long sentence. Lancaster and Whitman high-fived each other outside the interrogation room. "Another one off the streets," Whitman chuckled. What they didn't know was that Maya wasn't just another woman. She was a deep-cover CIA operative, and they had just made the biggest mistake of their lives. The silent power of Maya Caldwell. Maya sat in her cell, biding her time. She had been trained for situations worse than this. Within hours, she had relayed a coded message to her contact, triggering a silent operation within the agency. Meanwhile, Lancaster and Whitman met with their superior, Captain Bryce Holloway, a man with deep ties to corruption. He assured them that the evidence would hold in court. "The judge is in our pocket," Holloway grinned. "This one's done." But he was wrong. The trial that shocked the nation. The courtroom was packed when Maya was brought in. The prosecution was confident, believing this to be an easy win. As the trial began, the defense attorney, John Mercer, a seasoned lawyer with a reputation for dismantling false accusations, took the floor. "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what if I told you that the woman you see before you is not a criminal, but a patriot?" Gasps echoed through the room. The prosecutor scoffed. "A patriot? Please. Ms. Caldwell was caught with illegal substances." Mercer smiled. "Then let's examine the evidence." What followed was a masterclass in legal strategy. Mercer introduced video footage from a street camera that mysteriously wasn't included in the prosecution's evidence. The footage showed Lancaster placing the bag in Maya's car while Whitman distracted her. The courtroom erupted. The judge banged his gavel. The prosecutor stammered, caught off guard. "Objection," he shouted. "Overruled," the judge said, now visibly concerned about the implications. Chapter 5, The Revelation. Then came the bombshell. Maya Caldwell took the stand, her expression unreadable. "Miss Caldwell, could you tell the court your occupation?" Mercer asked. Maya took a deep breath. "I am an agent of the Central Intelligence Agency, specializing in counterintelligence." The courtroom fell into stunned silence. The judge leaned forward. "Are you saying you work for the government?" Maya nodded. "Yes, Your Honor. And I have evidence that these officers have been involved in framing innocent citizens for years. I was tracking them before they arrested me." The chaos in the courtroom was deafening. The once confident Lancaster and Whitman now looked like ghosts. Their superior, Captain Holloway, attempted to leave the courtroom but was stopped by federal agents waiting at the doors. Justice served. It didn't take long for the jury to deliberate. With the overwhelming evidence, Maya was found not guilty, and instead, the officers were arrested on multiple charges, including conspiracy, evidence tampering, and false imprisonment. As Maya stepped outside, free and vindicated, reporters swarmed her. Miss Caldwell, how do you feel? One asked. She smiled. Justice always prevails. Epilogue, a lesson in power and corruption. Maya returned to her life, but the trial left a lasting impact. It sparked national outrage, leading to reforms within the police department. It reminded everyone that corruption exists, but it can be fought. And as for Maya? She continued her work, knowing that as long as injustice existed, she would be there to fight it. Moral of the story: power can corrupt, but truth will always find a way to shine through. No matter how powerful the oppressors, justice has a way of turning the tables.